Hi everyone, this is Allison again. Who else would be posting on my channel? I don't know. That was a dumb way to start. That was really dumb. Okay, let's continue. Alright, so I want to talk about some of the things I'm a little worried about in going to Japan, because since it's still pre-departure, I have all these fantastic anxieties that I want to share in case anyone else has them too and can maybe offer me a little bit of advice or like consolation or anything. I don't know. Okay. So, the first one is, as you could tell, I talk with my hands a lot. Like a lot. My friends and I, we sign to each other in school so that we don't have to yell across the room or anything. And that kind of just, these hands were made for moving, and that's just what they'll do. I can't get them to stop moving when I talk. I'm gonna have to like glue them down to my hips or something. I don't know. But it's considered a little bit rude to talk with your hands because you're like taking up so much space. It's like, wah, rah, 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 woo, woo. Yeah, no, you shouldn't do that. And that's unfortunately what I do. So I'm gonna have to break that habit. Otherwise, I might hurt someone, or be people be like, look at that gaijin, look at her. She don't know what she's doing. I'll be like, you're right, I don't. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Okay. The second one is Kansai-ben. In Osaka, where I'm going, they speak a different dialect of Japanese. They still speak the standard Japanese, like, I'm sure it's just, everywhere. But the dialect is so different, and I don't know why. I just don't. But they talk, it's a little more like lively sounding, I guess. But unfortunately, that means even some of the words are very different. For example, the word for true, honto, the Kansai-ben is honmari, or like honde, and instead of saying da, which is like this, it's like an ending thing you add on the end of it to make it like a full sentence, like is kind of. I don't know how to explain it because it doesn't really have a nice translation in English. But instead of saying da, they say ya. And same with like janai, which is a negation. It's they don't say janai, they say hen. They don't say nai, they say hen. So someone might be like, where I would say honto desu yo, or honto da yo, honto da ne. They would say like honmari ya de, or like if like I'm not gonna give up on this assignment because I'm awesome, and I'd be like akirame nai yo, and they'd be like akirame hen yo. So you can see how it's different, and unfortunately there are many differences like that, including even where a lot of people, there are many words where they drop quite a few syllables. For example, there's a word omoshiroi, which means like, oh, it's really interesting, but they say omoroi. They cut out the shi entirely, and there's a lot of words like that where they'll just take out a part, and it's like, well, there it goes, bye-bye, you're not welcome here anymore, and everyone just kind of accepts it. It's stressful. Okay, the third thing I want to talk about is deodorant. It's kind of a weird one, I know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, but in Japan, most people don't wear deodorant, and it's because there are two types of sweat glands, and one of the sweat glands attracts these bacteria that eat the sweat and then excrete a foul-smelling excretion. And the foul-smelling excretion is what we call body odor. That's what stinks. And most people in Japan and Korea, they just don't have as many of the sweat glands that make the bacteria that makes the stinky poo-poo. They have more of the other type. So there's not really a need for them to wear it if you don't smell. And the Japanese people wear a lot of perfumes and bathe every single night. Like, you wouldn't have to worry about it so much if you didn't have great old Caucasian sweat glands. But I do. So if I don't pack the right kind of deodorant, if I don't pack a deodorant that works awesome, I'm going to be the weird gaijin that smells absolutely atrocious. And I'll have to go to the store and buy me an aerosol can. They don't have sticks. They have aerosol can of men's deodorant. And it's not going to be fun. So I'd rather not do that. And the last thing I'm worried about is clothing. I want to buy clothing there because it's very hard to find clothes that are so modest in the United States because we're more used to like showing some cleavage, you know? That's just how it is. It's just what we do. And even if you don't mean to, like your shirts, it's just going to be too low. It's just going to be too low, especially if you're a more busty woman, such as this person here who was unfortunate enough to be one. And Japanese people are the girls, they dress rather modestly, like, you know, kind of wear like high necklines. It's the same in like South Korea, where it's mostly like the new fashions, you know, it's like, it goes like up to here, like at least, or at most, I guess. Probably like this far down is the farthest you could be okay with. But they just don't show much skin here because it's just so like modest the way that they dress. And like I said, in the United States it's hard to find clothing like that that's cute, but in Japan it's going to be even harder for me to find clothing like that because I am a rather rotund person as well. I got me some curves and ridges. And I'm not a skinny mini at all. I'm very medium to large. So, a little concerned about that. Especially because I kind of want to buy more of my clothes there so that I'm like in fashion, you know? Because like American clothes are kind of boring, let's be honest. They're really boring. There's nothing special about them. They're just like, But, so yeah, those are my 4 concerns about Japan right now. I probably have more lurking in the depths of my mind, but I can't think of them at this point. So, I would love it if you love this video. Even if you didn't, you should leave me a comment. You should leave me a comment and tell me all about your concerns if you are an exchange student or even just traveling. Like, what are you worried about? Wherever you're going. Maybe you're going to France. You're like, I'm concerned because I don't like cheese and you eat a lot of cheese in France. Or you could be like, going to Amsterdam. It's like, I can't swim and what if I fall in the water? I'm sorry, man. So yeah, I would love it if you leave a comment, and thanks for watching. Thanks for following me along my journey, even though it's still pre-departure. I really appreciate it. Bye bye, mata ne.